Hello.
Hello, is that Rebecca's husband?
Yes, it is, Neil. How are you?
Good, mate, how are you?
Yeah, good.
What was your name, sorry, buddy?
It's Allan.
Alan, how are you, mate, all right?
Yeah, good, yeah.
Alan, I've got another South Australian here with me today, Mark Taylor.
Yeah.
You might have seen him in some of the videos on our YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen Mark on those because I've been looking at when Rebecca's been playing them.
Yep.
And I've seen you and Mark on it, yeah.
Excellent. I'm going to let Mark interview you today because I'm a bit hoarse, mate. I've got a bit of a lurgy in my throat.
Yeah.
So Mark's going to ask you the questions. I'm sitting here. Mark's here. Say hello, Mark.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, Mark.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Now, first of all, would you mind if I put the phone on the speaker so my wife can hear it as well?
No, of course not, mate. Absolutely. Put Rebecca in there too.
Yep, okay, I'll just do that. Just hang on.
No worries.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, how you going, Rebecca?
Good, thanks, Mark.
Good, nice to meet you. Nice to talk to you.
Yes,
So I've heard you had a bit of an experience just recently, both of you.
Yeah.
just Monday morning.
Monday morning.
Yeah, just a couple of days ago.
Oh, excellent. Well, please share with us your story.
Yeah, well, we left Eudunda and was heading down to Uddannula,
Yep.
and we travelled along the Kapunda to Truro Road.
Well, you done the
Eudunda to Truro Road.
Yeah, I know the road. Yeah.
Yep. And probably about roughly halfway along,
it was about 200 meters.
yeah, but roughly halfway along that road is when we had the sighting.
Yep.
And that was around about 10:05 in the morning.
Okay. Yep.
And it was roughly probably about 200 metres on the Eudunda side of the Brownlow Road.
Okay, I see. Yep. 200
Yep.
metres on the Eudunda side.
Yeah.
No worries.
And we saw it for probably about 10 seconds.
Yeah. Well, that's a decent amount of time.
Because it was actually almost across the road when we spotted it,
Yeah.
and it darted off into the scrub.
I did it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a bit of scrub close by there, is there?
Yeah. And what we did notice in that 10 seconds, or thereabouts, was the tail was dead straight, was long and thin,
Yep.
like a sword, sort of
Yeah.
dead straight.
Yeah.
The body was long and slender.
Yep.
That was sort of a light brown to tan colour,
Interesting. Yeah, that's good.
but we didn't notice any stripes on it because the weather conditions were pretty poor as well.
What sort of conditions were they?
That was that was light drizzly conditions and a bit of fog.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And windy as well.
And windy. Yeah. So it's got this the wind to move along with, and then a bit of cover with the fog too, I suppose.
Yeah. And when it was running, it sort of hopped like a rabbit.
I see. Yeah.
With the back legs.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, there's one breed of cat, the Manx cat.
Yep.
It runs the same way.
Okay.
It was similar to that.
Okay. I've never seen the Manx cat, but I'll definitely look that one up. Yeah.
And because Rebecca was saying to me before we saw it, she said, "Oh, you just better slow down, just back off a little bit because of the conditions. There could be roos around."
Yeah.
And we never expected that we'd see something like this, and I am 80% sure that it was a thylacine.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's excellent. So, what distinguishing features caught your attention then, right at the start?
Well, the length of the body.
The length, yeah, it was a bit unusually longer than a dog, was it?
It would have been probably maybe a little bit bigger than a fox.
Yep.
The head was a little bit different to normal dog,
Yeah.
and the long tail.
And the long tail. Yeah. Excellent. So, as you said before, you didn't view no stripes, which makes sense with, you know, it. Did it run very fast across the road?
No, not overly fast.
No, it was just moving along at a decent pace.
It
Yeah.
was from the time we spotted it, it was on the edge of the bitumen,
Yeah.
and then it disappeared into the scrub. But I reckon it took about three hops
Yeah, right. I see. To get
from
across the
edge
road
of from the edge of the bitumen to the scrub.
to the scrub. Yeah. And typically, a lot of the sightings aren't always seen with stripes or they're seen with faded stripes. So yeah, it would always be hard to tell with one shooting across the road. Yeah, and that's interesting. So was there like a creek line or a pipeline close by?
Not that we were aware of.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just thought I might mention that one. And you got quite close to it, did you, in the car?
Yeah, it was probably about 100 metres away.
Yeah, good viewing. Yeah, that's great. So what time of the day was this? Again, it was in the morning, was it?
Yeah, 5 past 10 in the morning.
Yeah, 10:05. And with the direction of the animal, was it like heading east or west or north-south?
Well, it was running from the Morgan side.
Yeah,
right?
from the running from the Morgan side across to the Nuriupta side.
I see, yeah.
So I was heading west.
Heading west. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. No, that's interesting. Yeah, it's always handy to know some of the directions as well, so that we can have a look. We've got on Google Earth and had a look at that area, and it's smack bang in the middle of a number of sighting spots and in and around that area. And it wasn't that long ago, towards the end of last year, I was given a sighting along that stretch of road by two brothers who both agreed with what they saw, and that was a very long, quick animal. That it was coming into night time, but they said it was a very unusual animal with the way it ran too. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Along that same road.
Yeah, along that same road. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then, not too far in these areas is where Mick and I have been looking, and in surrounding areas, spots, and just, I can't say obviously where, but it's not too far where the thermal image was taken to that we've just recently put up. So, yeah, it's all linked. There's no doubt about that. And, that's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
I've never heard any rumours of them around the town here, but not many would be willing to talk.
No, some do. Yeah, I'm quite surprised with the reaction I do get from a lot of the people that, I ask. When I first started, I expected to be shot down and ridiculed, more than often. But I've found 80% of the time, if you give people the platform, they're willing to want to tell their story. And if they haven't got the story themselves, they know someone who has actually seen something unusual. So, yeah.
We've lived up here for 15 years now.
15 years, yeah.
It was 07 that we moved up here.
07, yep.
And this is the first time we've seen something like this.
Oh, it's there's so many foxes on the road, we know that.
Yeah, of course.
There's foxes, there's kangaroos, there's wombats, all that sort of thing.
That's
that we've seen on a fairly regular basis.
Yeah, and typically, it's always people will say, "Are you sure it wasn't a fox?" But like yourselves, like you've just said, being South Australians, we know what foxes are like. Anyone on the mainland would. Yeah, and you can pick them.
For every fox we've seen with the rich
Well, this is true. And that's the thing, isn't it? You know, there's tens of thousands of foxes out there, if not more. So you see them regularly as roadkill. And, you know, if thylacines are low in numbers, well, then obviously we're not going to see them as much as you see foxes. So,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, and you're not going to get a roadkill like that. But,
No.
yeah, so...
And if you did, it'd be a miracle, I think.
Yeah, well, there has been talk of this happening on days gone by, so that's another topic. But is there anything else you can think of from the sighting?
Not that I.
No, not that I can think of.
Yeah, look, that's very detailed still. It's exciting to know that this animal's continually being seen. You know, it seems to be more and more that people are coming forward and telling us their accounts and their testimonies, and yeah.
South Australia is well and truly in front again with the amount of sightings for the year, that's for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's like when we saw it.
I said, what was that?
Yeah, Beck said, what the heck was that? I saw it. Oh, I reckon I know what that is.
yeah.
Well, I had a look the other day, and Rebecca's been in the group for 6 years this year, so your patience has paid off.
I might get lucky one day, who knows?
like you said to Beck Neil, took 6 years to see one.
Yeah, that's it. It's
The only other thing I've seen many years ago, I was only 14 years old, a headless kangaroo at the bottom of Alligator Gorge in the Flinders Ranges.
yeah, right. That's
And
interesting.
I've never seen anything like it, and that's why it's stuck in my mind all these years.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's something we find pretty often in the mainland. Not so much in Tassie, but we do find it occasionally.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more smaller game down here than there is on the mainland, so I think that may have something to do with that. But yeah, headless roos, and usually their lungs have taken out through the neck cavity as well.
Ah, okay.
Well, I wouldn't know if the lungs were missing, so it was a bit on the nose. And
Yeah. That's fair enough. Not everybody is crazy like me and that collects poo and puts their hand down kangaroos' necks, you know.
all I can say is that the body was intact.
Yeah.
Except that the head was missing, and then just the vertebrae sticking out of the neck wound.
Because the other thing I've heard too, and I think Bex actually said this to me, is with the thylacines they use use wombat burrows from time to time as well.
Yeah, we
Is that
believe
right?
that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we do believe that. Yeah. I mean, you know, as you may know, wombats will squash predatory animals like foxes and dogs that go down there. But yeah, I'm sure a thylacine has its own way of taking over that burrow. Yeah. So, but it. Sorry, what was that, Beck?
Those jaws are that big, it would probably crush the wombat.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, 'cause those jaws are very, very powerful. But and you know, even in the area where you've had your sighting, not far from there, are wombat burrows. So you got wombat. Yeah.
That's sort of what we're thinking. Whether one might have been using one of those burrows as a.
Yeah, quite possibly. You know, if it's not sitting in a culvert overnight, or if it hasn't got a lair close by, well, it could be using one of those wombat burrows or an empty pipe. Yeah, any
Because it
pipelines.
did look like a reasonably young one, not.
Yeah, I don't think it was all that old.
Okay, so quite small then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, in height. Yeah. Well, that is something that I have heard a little bit of. You know, whether it is a smaller one, a juvenile one, or who knows what else could be out there. But you know, we're going with the whole possibility. Well, I myself have been looking into the whole Thylacinus yorkielis size thing too, and me and Neil and myself have talked about this smaller possible animal. But But then again, you know, until we have a carcass or a body, we really can't tell. And
It sort of boils down to, is it a big little one or is it a little big one?
Yeah.
And you don't really know, you know. I think there's plenty of room for there to be a smaller variety out there. There's certainly a lot of variation in the print shapes, so and sizes.
Well, one thing I thought of was we were going to stop on the way back because we came back the same way.
Yeah.
And we had a look around the area, but I was thinking whether I'd stop and see if I could find any tracks or anything, but it was still
with the amount of rain
and that, it would have washed them away.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
that's
right.
But maybe if you guys are coming up this way at some point in the future, we could actually take you out there to the spot to show you where it was.
Yeah, we might be able to organise that.
Yeah.
I'll be over there with Mark in about 2 days, so I've got a pretty busy schedule, but we are going to head out towards Blanchetown, so we might be able to touch base on the way back or something. We'll let you know.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that'd be good.
Awesome.
What I'll get back to do is send you, message you our address.
All right, mate.
So then you've got that, so we can meet up here at home, and then we can take you out there to show you.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Great stuff.
No, well, thanks a lot for that.
That's all right.
No worries.
Oh, that's brilliant. No, I appreciate your time, and
thanks for getting back to us on it too, Neil. It's really appreciated.
No, that's all right, mate. That's why we're here.
Yeah. And no, we never know. We might see another one at some point.
Well, I hope
You
so.
never know. You're not too far from some major hotspots, so...
Yeah, so never know. And if we do, we'll definitely get back in contact with you and tell you about that one as well.
All right, no worries. Thanks very much for your time.
That's okay. Thanks, Neil, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, see ya.
See you all.
Thanks, Ron.
Bye.
See ya.